Ladies and gentlemen, success is not something we chase. It is not a prize handed to a chosen few. Success is attracted by the person you choose to become. We don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. Every thought, every habit, every decision shapes the magnet of your life. If your mind is filled with excuses, negativity, and fear, you repel success. But if your mind is sharp, disciplined, and locked onto a worthy goal, you become irresistible to opportunity. Understand this: success is never an accident. It is the natural effect of disciplined thought and consistent action. Just as a seed grows only when planted and cared for, your future blooms when you water it daily with learning, persistence, and courage. Most people drift like ships with no course, surprised when they crash against the rocks. But the person who sets a clear direction, who stays steady in storms, inevitably finds the harbor of success. The turning point comes when you decide to stop waiting and start becoming. Become the man or woman who lives by purpose, not by chance. Become the individual who refuses excuses and embraces responsibility. The moment you shift from wishing to working, from hoping to acting, the world bends to meet you. So ask yourself, what kind of person are you becoming today? If you don't like the answer, change it now. Success is not in the future. It is in the transformation happening inside you at this very moment. Become the person who attracts success, and success will have no choice but to find you. We don't attract what we want. We attract what we are. Those words are not just an idea. They are the very foundation of success itself. Most people spend their lives wishing, hoping, and daydreaming about what they want. They say, I want more money. I want a better career. I want happiness. I want success. But life does not respond to want. Life responds to who you are, to what you have built within yourself, to the standard you live by every single day. If you want wealth but think like a poor man, you will repel wealth. If you want health but live in neglect, you repel health. If you want success but live with excuses, complaints, and fear, you repel success. You cannot plant thorns and expect roses to bloom. You cannot think like a failure and expect to live like a champion. The truth is, success is not something you chase. It is something you attract by the person you become. And that begins with the transformation of your mind. Your mind is the control tower of your destiny. Guard it. Feed it only with strength, with vision, with discipline. Because every single thought is a seed, and the harvest of your life will always match the seeds you plant. Consider this. If you are clear about where you are going, if your thoughts are centered on growth, and if your actions match your words, then the very world around you begins to shift. Opportunities appear. The right people arrive. Resources make their way to you, not because you begged for them, but because you positioned yourself as the kind of person ready to receive them. We must abandon the illusion that success is luck or chance. It is not the lottery. It is law. Just as gravity does not fail, the law of cause and effect does not fail. When you think with clarity, when you act with discipline, when you persist with courage, success becomes inevitable. It is attracted as surely as iron to a magnet, to the one who has become worthy of it. Ask yourself, are you becoming worthy of the success you desire? Are you living like the person who deserves the rewards you want? Too many people cry out for success while clinging to habits that destroy it. They wake up late, they waste their time, they avoid responsibility, they fear the opinions of others, and then they wonder why life feels like an uphill battle. Success avoids the undisciplined. It avoids the lazy. It avoids the complainer. Success seeks the one who is prepared, the one who is intentional, the one who has taken full command of his or her own life. The moment you understand this truth, the game changes. You stop asking, how can I get success? And start asking, how can I become the person success is drawn to? That is the question of transformation. And transformation is never convenient, never easy. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and a relentless pursuit of growth. But it also carries with it a power so great that once you taste it, you will never go back to the old way of living. You must decide today to live with purpose. You must decide today to rise above excuses. You must decide today to take control of your thoughts, your time, your actions. Every day you have a choice. to drift like a ship without a compass, or to set your course toward the life you truly want. If you drift, you will crash against the rocks of failure. If you choose, if you commit, if you hold fast through storms, you will reach the harbor of success. Success is not tomorrow. Success is not some distant prize. Success begins the moment you take responsibility for who you are becoming. It begins when you stop blaming the world, your circumstances, or your past, and you declare, "I am the one who decides my future." That is the spark that ignites the fire of greatness. Imagine for a moment the life you dream of. See it clearly. Feel it deeply. Now ask yourself, what kind of person lives that life? How do they think? How do they act? How do they carry themselves? Then commit to becoming that person. Success is not waiting for you at the finish line. It is shaped in the process of becoming. You want respect? Then live with integrity. You want opportunity? Then master your craft. You want wealth? Then create value greater than the excuses others cling to. You want freedom? Then discipline yourself harder than anyone else is willing to. This is the trade, and it is a fair one. The universe never denies the person who has become truly ready, so stop waiting, stop wishing, stop living as if life owes you something. Life owes you nothing. It only reflects back to you what you have built within yourself. If you fill your mind with strength, your days with discipline, your actions with persistence, then success will not just be possible, it will be unavoidable. We don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. So become strong, become focused, become relentless, become the kind of person who leaves no room for excuses, only for progress. When you do that, success will find you, chase you, and refuse to leave you, because success always seeks its own reflection, and when you become it, you will never have to look for it again. Success is the natural effect of disciplined thought and consistent action. It is not luck, it is not chance, it is not given to the chosen few. Success follows the law of cause and effect. Just as day follows night, as harvest follows planting, success follows those who discipline their minds and match their thoughts with unwavering action. Think for a moment about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved something extraordinary. They are not there by accident. They are not simply lucky. Behind every achievement is a life governed by focus, persistence, and discipline. They think with clarity, they act with intention, and they repeat this pattern long enough for results to appear. Their success is not a miracle. It is the natural effect of a way of life. Most people fail because they expect success to appear without paying its price. They dream without planning. They wish without working. They hope without committing. But hoping without action is nothing more than fantasy. Discipline is the bridge between imagination and reality. Without it, you are left with nothing but wasted potential. With it, you can shape a destiny that few even dare to dream. Disciplined thought means directing your mind with purpose. The average person allows fear, doubt, distraction, and negativity to dominate their thinking. They fill their minds with complaints, with comparisons, with limitations. And as a result, their actions weaken, their energy scatters, and their lives reflect that weakness. But the person who disciplines thought knows where they are going. They think of growth, of solutions, of opportunities. Their mind is not a playground for fear. It is a command center for progress. And thought, when repeated, becomes belief. Belief drives behavior, and behavior creates results. Then comes consistent action. Not action once in a while. Not action only when motivation is high. Success does not belong to the one who works when it feels good. Success belongs to the one who moves forward whether it feels easy or not. Consistency is the rare discipline that separates dreamers from doers. A little action done every single day compounds into results that look impossible to those who quit too soon. Understand this. The world does not reward intensity alone. It rewards consistency. Anyone can sprint for a day. Anyone can burn with excitement for a week. But few can show up daily, with quiet determination, building brick by brick when no one is watching. That is why the consistent rise and the inconsistent fall. If you want to know where your life is going, look at your habits. Your habits are nothing more than consistent actions repeated over time. Do you feed your mind daily with strength, or do you consume weakness? Do you invest time daily into your goals, or do you waste it on distraction? Every small decision compounds. Success is not a single event. It is the accumulation of disciplined thought and consistent action over years. Many people sabotage themselves because they look for shortcuts. They ask, how can I succeed fast? How can I find the easy path? But there is no easy path. Every shortcut costs more in the end. The surest and only true path is the disciplined one. And the beauty is this: when you commit to it fully, when you align your thoughts and your actions every single day, you realize success was never as far away as it seemed. Consider the farmer. He cannot demand the harvest in spring. He must plant, water, wait, and nurture. His harvest is guaranteed if he follows the process. In the same way, your goals are guaranteed if you follow the process of discipline and consistency. The only people who never reap are the ones who stop planting, the ones who quit halfway, the ones who expect reward without work. Discipline is freedom. It may feel like restriction at first, but in truth, it is the most powerful form of freedom. The disciplined person is free from fear because they trust their own preparation, free from regret because they acted instead of hesitated, free from chaos because their life is directed by purpose. The undisciplined person is a slave to laziness, to distraction, to regret. So decide what you want your life to look like. Decide who you want to become. Then match that vision with disciplined thought. Refuse negativity. Refuse excuses. Feed your mind with strength, with clarity, with purpose. Then back it with consistent action. Show up daily, do the work no matter what. Build habits that push you forward. And understand this truth: you may not see results today or tomorrow or even next week. But if you persist, results will come, as sure as night turns to day. Success is not a mystery. It is not a prize hidden for the lucky. It is a natural effect, a result that cannot be denied when the cause is put in motion. If you discipline your thoughts and remain consistent in action, success is not only possible, it is inevitable. So the question is not whether you can succeed. The question is whether you will live with enough discipline and persistence to claim what is already waiting for you. Success is the natural effect of disciplined thought and consistent action. Build that discipline, commit to that consistency, and watch your life become the reflection of everything you once thought impossible. A person becomes successful the moment they decide to live with purpose, not excuses. That single decision marks the turning point of a life. Not when they receive a promotion, not when they earn recognition, not even when they achieve their goals. Success begins the instant they declare that their life will be directed by purpose instead of dragged down by excuses. Excuses are easy. They are comfortable. They are the language of the average. Excuses say, I can't because I'm too busy. I can't because I wasn't born with the right background. I can't because I don't have the time, the money, the connections. Excuses are the bricks that build the prison of mediocrity. And yet millions willingly live behind those walls, chained by their own reasons for not rising higher. Purpose, on the other hand, is demanding. It requires responsibility. It commands effort. It strips away the luxury of blaming circumstances and forces you to face the truth. If something is going to change, it will be because you chose to change it. Purpose is not soft. Purpose is fire. And when a person decides to live by it, their life transforms instantly, even before results arrive. The great tragedy is that most people never make this decision. They drift. They go wherever life pushes them. They wait for luck, for opportunity, for someone else to lift them. And when nothing comes, they console themselves with excuses. But those who rise, the men and women who build legacies, who inspire others, who carve their names into history, they all share one defining moment. The moment they said, no more excuses, my life will have purpose. Purpose is power. It gives you direction when the world is chaotic. It gives you energy when you feel tired. It gives you courage when fear whispers in your ear. A person living with purpose does not crumble at obstacles. They see them as tests, as opportunities to prove their strength. Obstacles to a person of excuses are walls. Obstacles to a person of purpose are stepping stones. Think about it. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every success story you admire began with someone deciding to stop making excuses. They stopped saying, "I can't," and started saying, "I must." They stopped asking, "Why me?" and started asking, "Why not me?" They realized that excuses could never create the future they desired. Only purpose could. And here is the truth. Life will always give you a reason to make excuses. Always. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be perfect conditions. There will always be fear, always be difficulty, always be doubt. If you wait until excuses disappear, you will wait forever. But if you choose purpose, you act in spite of the excuses. You move forward in spite of the fear. And in that very act, you become successful. Because success is not just in the destination. It is in the decision to move with purpose. Excuses keep you safe, but only in the sense that they keep you small. They protect you from failure by protecting you from progress. Purpose, however, exposes you. It challenges you. It forces you to risk, to try, to grow. And yes, sometimes you will stumble. But even in failure, purpose keeps you rising again. Excuses kill growth. Purpose guarantees it. The person of excuses is always at the mercy of circumstances. They say, "If only the economy was better. If only I had support. If only things were easier." But the person of purpose bends circumstances to their will. They create opportunity where none exists. They persist when others quit. They find a way. They live not as victims of life, but as authors of their own story. Success, then, is not measured by possessions or titles. Those are byproducts. True success is measured by the strength of your purpose and the refusal to bow to excuses. The moment you take control of your own narrative, when you stop blaming and start building, you are already living successfully. Ask yourself right now, what excuses are holding you back? What story are you repeating to justify why you are not where you want to be? Then ask yourself, what would my life look like if I replaced every excuse with a purpose? Imagine the force of that shift. Imagine the freedom. Purpose is not found, it is created. It begins with a decision. I will no longer waste my time. I will no longer lower my standards. I will no longer give in to weakness. It begins with clarity about what matters to you, what goal is worth your sacrifice, what vision is worth your life. And once you have that, excuses lose their power. Every day you have a choice. You can live in the comfort of excuses or in the fire of purpose. One path gives you nothing but regret. The other gives you growth, strength, and fulfillment. And the choice is not tomorrow. It is not someday. It is now. Because the moment you choose purpose, you are already living in success. A person becomes successful the moment they decide to live with purpose, not excuses. Make that decision today. Burn the excuses. Light the fire of purpose. And watch as success, in every form, is drawn to you. Because life always rewards the one who lives with purpose.